We are here today to talk with another brilliant young professional, Chiemi Nakano, who is currently a young professional at the Inter-American Development Bank. Chiemi is Japanese. I would like to ask her, what made you, study in Japan, but then you decided to work a bit in the financial markets, New York, and you ended up working in, as I said, in the Inter-American Development Bank, dealing with countries in the region, Latin America and the Caribbean, and spending 1 year in Nicaragua. So tell us how those things happened to your life.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much, Otaviano, for having me here. It's a great honor to talk to you. My interest in Latin America started already when I was a kid, just because part of my family from Okinawa had immigrated to Brazil, and I noticed that I had distant cousins and families in Brazil when I was probably 5 or 6 years old. And back then, of course, I didn't know what that meant, what the history behind it, but that, Latin America, this word Latin America and Brazil stayed in my mind, right? It was really when I started my college, I had to choose one, second foreign language, and I chose Spanish because Portuguese was not available. I chose Spanish, but from that I met a really fantastic group of professors, scholars, and colleagues and friends who really helped me deepen my knowledge and really increased my interest in Latin America. And then they helped me also get a scholarship to study in Mexico. And through that experience, I really learned a lot about not only, academic stuff, but also, life in general and the, poverty situation in Mexico. But after the graduation, I got a job in finance because I was also aware that, I needed to really strengthen my business skills and also wanted to understand how financial market works. I'm very happy that I did that because I really learned a lot. And after that, I came to the US for my master's degree at Johns Hopkins, and there I studied international economics and a little bit of finance, but especially focused on Latin America. And I was very lucky because during the time at SAIS, I could get a job at the IDB, Inter-American Development Bank. And since then, I've been working for the IDB group for 3 years, first as a support for an investment officer for the private sector development division. Then I went to Nicaragua, and that was because I wanted to gain a little bit of field experience, professional experience. Last August, I came back to DC and then I got a job as a credit officer at the Inter-American Investment Corporation, which is part of the Inter-American Development Bank Group.
So Chiemi, any of the work that you dealt with, you'd like to talk to us a bit more in detail?
Yes, I had a great experience in Nicaragua last year. I was working there as a project management support consultant for some of the sectors, especially infrastructure sectors. And what was great about that experience is that so I was able to work with my counterparty every day, day to day, face to face. And then I noticed that sometimes if I don't work very physically close to them, there are issues that I cannot really see. Therefore, I cannot resolve. But if I am there physically, they can just call me or come to my office easily, and then it was much easier to address problems.
So Chiemi, being a woman, was it any sort of a smooth or hard to overcome obstacle in your ascent until now?
I used to think that there were not many obstacles, or at least I didn't see a lot of obstacles, but until recently. But maybe about a year or two ago, I actually started seeing that there are obstacles, not explicitly, but maybe implicitly. But I noticed that definitely there is a view that a woman, or a young woman especially, shouldn't be, or it's so rare, or it's something that's not common, that a young woman is in an important position. And since then, I consulted with some senior, my manager, some other ladies that I really respect. Is unfortunately, I don't think is going to change very quickly, although it's changing slowly. That I can address that way.
First of all, you noticed how important it is to leave your comfort zone. Try to extend, to push outward your boundaries. Look for a diversity of experience. Learn from them. Don't feel afraid with the eventual bumps on the road, because you can do as this young lady here, who has already accomplished a lot of things despite being so young. So thank you, Chiemi.
Okay, thank you.